Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today we are having our first class of business, as you people know. And hopefully, since we are meeting virtually, we can't talk directly, but I hope that you all people know me very well. However, I'll introduce myself. My name is Saqib Hassan Minhas, and I am your facilitator for this business subject. Not a teacher, a facilitator, because I am going to facilitate you in your subject regarding all your difficulties, your problems, and issues. I'll try to facilitate you in all the things which come up during the course of this study. So today, it's our first meeting, and we are going to start our discussion with the topic of business structures. Here, as you have already done in your previous course, the business structure, but those were the business legal structures in which you studied the legal structure like the proprietorship or the sole trader, the partnership, the limited liability companies in which you studied private limited and the public limited, and then you studied franchises and trust and then holding companies. All these are the legal structures of businesses. Today, we are again going to study the structures, but these structures are somewhat different from that. These are the structures regarding the geographical areas of the businesses. So I am going to share with you people my screen of slides so that you can easily go through the discussion. Okay, so I hope you all people would be seeing the screen of this business structures. First of all, we're going to see what are the local businesses. Okay, is the screen visible to all of you? If yes, raise your hand, please. So first structure is your local businesses. Local businesses are the one that operate in a small, well-defined part of the country. There would be no attempt made to become an expanded entity which would be working through the whole country even. So a small hair salon or a small like construction business or like a small departmental store which is operating within a well-defined part of the country, that is termed as the local business. Like small family businesses, all are basically in the startup, they are local businesses. Then after the local business, as you go on for the expansion, then becomes the national business. Now, the national business where you have different branches or the operating facilities across the country. Again, there is no attempt made for the expansion of the business into the other countries across the boundary of the same country. No attempt is made. So that business is termed as a national business. For example, larger departmental store or the national banking company or the larger car dealerships, these are the national businesses. As we grow, you must have gone through the growth of the business. As we grow, the local businesses become the national businesses. A very good example of a local business which started in our city of Sialkot is the Afzal Electronics. You all are aware of this Afzal Electronics, which started off a few years ago. Then it was split into two entities, Afzal Electronics and Naim Electronics. Afzal Electronics started as a local business. Then with the passage of time, it started growing, and then it relatively became a national business. Now it has it has the branches all over the Pakistan. So it's a national business now. But still, it has not made any attempt to go across the boundaries of Pakistan. So it's a national business. After the national business, as you go on for further expansion, it becomes your international business. Well, now what is international business? That operates in more than one country. That is an international business. And when this international business grows, that is termed as multinational business. So multinational business is a business which is operating in many countries, which is having a head office in one country and branches or the operating facilities in almost all the other countries. Then that business is termed as multinational business. So international business, if we want to have an example of international business, which started as a local business in Pakistan, a very good example of that business is our Chenwan stores. Chenwan stores originated from the Chenab group of industries, and Chenwan stores started locally. Then it has grown into national business. And after the national business, it moved across the boundaries of Pakistan, and now it has the facilities across Pakistan. And a very good example of its facility is in Dubai. So it has become an international business. So I hope regarding the geographical area, it's very much clear to you what is a local business, national business, and international business. So we'll have a detailed discussion on the multinational business. So as I said earlier, the multinational business is any organization having headquarters in one country, but operating branches, assembly plants, operating facilities, factories in other countries. That business is termed as a multinational business. So these multinational businesses, as we can see, these are not just the importer and the exporters. They are beyond that. How? We'll have a detailed discussion on this, how they become very important for themselves, for their country, and for the host country as well, where they are operating. But a very important point here is that their annual sales turnover exceed the size of many countries' economies. Right? Means the GDP. Their annual sales turnover are more than the GDP of many countries. Like I would like to give an example of a multinational business. You all know about P&G, Procter & Gamble. Now, the P&G has the annual sales turnover that exceeds the GDP of Pakistan. And they have a very long history of more than 150 years. And they started off as a local business. The two friends, the Procter and Gamble, started producing the soap in their garage in their home. From there, they started their business, and now it has become a huge success, a huge multinational business that operates in almost all the countries of the world. Hence, you can well imagine that their sales turnover would be more than the GDP of even Pakistan. So what is the attraction of becoming a multinational? Why? We are local business, then we become national business, then we're international, and then multinational. Why to become a multinational? There would be some attractions attached to that. So the first point is very lucrative point is nearness to market. Means they become near to that market in which they are going to operate. So they would be having lower transport costs and probably more competitive prices. Since they are now operating in that market in which they are selling, so they are having more accurate information about that market. So we can't have a very good information sitting outside the market. When we are inside the market, the information is becoming more and more accurate and more workable. And a very important point for the local people are that multinational becomes or seems to the people that it's a local company. And when it is a local company and is treated as a local company, then there becomes the loyalty of the customers. Customers become loyal to that company. A very good example of is the Unilever. Unilever, having head office in Rahim Yar Khan, they were operating like Lever Brother of Pakistan Limited for many years. They operated with this name. And a few years ago, they converted their name from Lever Brother Pakistan to Unilever Pakistan. So people think that this is a local company, but no, this is a multinational company. Okay, the second reason to become a multinational is the lower cost of production. So when you move into the market, into that market, so the point is you are having the lower cost of production. Lower cost of production involves lower labor cost, lower rents, lower site cost, and moreover, there would be government grants and tax incentives as well. Why people move to China? You all are aware that most of the production plants, production facilities, high tech, low tech, or medium tech, those have been moved to China. Why? Because their site cost is low and they have plenty of labor available at a very low cost. They have plenty of labor, highly technical, medium technical, and non-technical. So all type of labor is available in China. So if you purchase an iPhone and you see on the back of the phone, there would be written assembled in China. See how technical they are. And if you buy a simple, say, tissue box, that would be made in China. So that is another reason to become a multinational. So the first reason was the nearness to the market, and the second reason was the lower cost of production. Okay, the next reason is avoid the import restrictions. So by producing in the local market, there will be no import duties to pay and no other import restrictions. So it's a very big advantage. Why Toyota moved to Pakistan with the name of Toyota Indus Motors? Because of to avoid these import duties, and they started producing locally. Okay, the fourth reason is the low taxes. Yes, this is a very attractive, again, reason. So this attracts inward investment. When you set up a plant, like Toyota Indus set up a plant in Pakistan way years back. So what they did, they invested here in Pakistan. That is called foreign direct investment. So that investment, again, that boosted the economy of Pakistan as well. So here you can see that it's a very important thing for a country like Pakistan to have such type of multinational operating in Pakistan. Okay, then another advantage is the transfer pricing. It's a very good term, transfer pricing. Try to remember this transfer pricing term. What is this? It's a practice used by multinational taking advantage of different tax levels in different countries. Since they are operating in many countries, so they try to take the advantage of different tax levels. In some countries, the company tax rate would be low. In other countries, the rate of corporate tax would be high. So they take the advantage of this tax level. How? See, they declare high profits in the countries where the tax rates are low and declare only minimal profits in countries where tax rates are high. This is called transfer pricing. So see how they are saving, because their profit and loss statement, their income statement is a consolidated one. That is consolidated at the head office. So they declare high profits in the low tax countries. So their tax will be low, and low minimal profits in the high tax companies. So they are saving tax on both sides. See, what a big advantage for a multinational. And then the other reason is they are going to access the local natural resources. Right? In a couple of minutes, we'll see how they capture the local natural resources. So now, after having discussed these things, what can be the problems for multinational when they move from their head office to other countries? First of all, the bigger problem is the communication link, right? If they are having branches in different countries, so the communication with the headquarters may be poor. They would try to do many things on their own and try to avoid the communication with the headquarters. There are so many reasons why they do that. Another problem is the language and the cultural differences with local workers, which is a very important, very big problem to tackle. When, I'll give you an example. When Telenor moved into Pakistan, they have this language and cultural differences. Their top management, all they came from the Norway. But now, only their, I think, CEO is Norwegian. All the rest of all the top management is from Pakistan. So they have overcome this language and cultural differences. But in the beginning, it was a problem. So coordination with other plants in multinational group. But there is a problem. They not properly coordinate with their other plants, other countries, because of poor communication. Then skill levels of local employees may be very low and require substantial investment in trainings. When the multinational move in, first they try to improve the skills of the local employees as per their requirement. They provide trainings, they develop their employees so that they become at par with their team. And that's again, if you see, it's a problem for the multinational, but on the other side, it's an advantage for the host country where they are going to operate. So benefits to the host countries, multinational, the benefits of multinational to the host countries. First of all, the foreign currency. So many of Bird's LEDs owe millions of dollars to international banks. What are LEDs? So LEDs are less economically developed countries like Pakistan. So they have to make payments, interest payments. They have to make the principal payments for the debts they owe to many banks, to International Monetary Fund, to the World Bank, to other countries. Now, these payments are huge. Even the interest payments are huge. And how they are very much desperate to pay those loans, to pay those interest amounts. And how? So they want to have multinational, so that they made foreign direct investment in these countries, and that produce a foreign currency for that country, and they become easy to make the interest payments for the debts. See what a big benefit for the host countries. Then another benefit is jobs. When there are new factories, means new jobs. When there are new multinationals moving in, like I said, Telnor, there would be more jobs. There will be more competition as well. We'll see in the skills level, local workers which are employed by the multinationals, they are going to receive the trainings. They are going to be developed by those multinationals, and they will be equipped with high levels of skills, so that they become at par with their requirement, with their own employees. And these skills, further to say, these skills can also be used by these people when they set up their own business. They can easily set up their own business as well. So these skills are utilized there. See what are the benefits? How much beneficial is the multinational for the host country? Improved infrastructures. So multinationals are unhappy with the existing transport and communication links, particularly in LEDs. So see what China is doing. They are improving the infrastructure of Pakistan, and again, that will benefit Pakistan and the China as well, right? And they may pay to improve local transportation. They may also establish hospitals and schools for local communities. And this is, termed as corporate social responsibility. Technology trickle down. New technology, naturally, that is introduced in the country, and they may trickle down to the local businesses. Means local businesses may take the advantage of that new technology as well. And this enables them to use techniques and produce goods which were previously unavailable in that LED where the multinational moved in. India, why the economy of India has a huge difference from Pakistan? Because they employed the contracts in which there was a contract of technology trickle down, technology transfer. They allowed the multinational to move in India, but again, they have a restriction that there would be, after 8 years, 10 years time, there would be a technology transfer. And then after the technology transfer, they would be producing those things in their own country by themselves. Why Suzuki is named Maruti Suzuki in Pakistan, in India, sorry. In Pakistan, it is Suzuki. There, it is Maruti Suzuki. Why there is Bajaj Yamaha? Here it is Yamaha. Why there is Bajaj Vespa? While it's Vespa. Here, Vespa is Italian brand, So this is technology transfer. So they are getting the most out of those multinational as compared to Pakistan. And then another benefit is management expertise. Multinationals set up their factories with their own managers. However, local staff may be trained for the managerial positions once the factory is up and running, as I gave the example of Telenor to you people. Now, what are the problems to the host countries? We'll quickly go through these. They employ substandard, outdated safety precautions because of the low regulations, the low restrictions in such LEDs. Safety regulations are not as tough as in developed countries, so they use older equipment and machinery. Outdated machinery. You must have seen many examples of these. A very good example of this outdated plant is that resulted in a very huge accident and injuries is the accident of Union Carbide's plant in Bhopal, India in 1984. I'll request you to please go to log into the internet and check what happened in 1984. I think it was December 1984 when the explosion happened in Union Carbide plants and methyl isocyanate leaked out. And there were thousands of deaths and 100,000s of injuries there. Why? Because they did not follow the safety regulations as they were following in their own country. They took the advantage of that less economically developed country. The safety regulations were not followed there. And what happened? It's a huge accident. You must have seen on your way to Lahore, near Kala Shagako, the Ittihad Chemicals. What they did? They purchased the soda ash plant, which was obsolete there. And now, the life of that plant was over there, but they purchased and they started producing soda ash here. And still, they are using. So we'll start problems to the host countries. We'll discuss further into detail in our next sittings. And I hope you have understood our discussion today. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me any question regarding today's discussion after 5 minutes. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.